So I've been sitting on this video maybe a couple of days now. By the way, happy holidays and if you had a really great turkey day, I guess. But I've been sitting on this video because I truly didn't know how to approach it. I didn't know if I wanted to bring in status of heavy research as far as the sales and just how much Nintendo has been doing things. But we are slowly entering a handheld war. Microsoft has already announced that they're going to make a handheld. It's just a matter of time when. And now, after a really big update for the PS Portal, Sony has now stated they will be going back into the handheld game. And the question is, we have the Steam Deck, we have the Asus ROG Ally, the Lenovo Go, the Iron Neo. I think they have like 10 different handhelds. Who's going to take Nintendo's place? What can Sony and Xbox do to beat Nintendo? The Nintendo Switch is by far one of probably the greatest handhelds we've ever had in video game marketing. When you look back at Nintendo's track record, their best systems have always been their handheld. Yes, the Super Nintendo was good. Yes, the Nintendo was good. But when you think about it, just as long as history is gone, Nintendo's best thing has been their handhelds. You can't beat the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS, and now the Nintendo Switch. Sony has to make something that can rival the Nintendo Switch, along with Microsoft. Xbox has to make something that can rival PlayStation. If PlayStation decides to make a Vita, which was actually pretty good, they just didn't give it life. They didn't give anything to it. They made a really small market of Japanese games, and that was it, and didn't push it out further with other third-party games. But Nintendo is coming close to announcing the Super Switch. And I'm, for one, going to be the first one to go and get that bad boy. I just can't say no, because the Switch was by far the greatest thing ever. Hence why we have a Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is awesome. But if Sony makes a handheld that can play their PS5 games, like Spider-Man 2, with no problems, I don't think the Steam Deck can handle that. I don't think the Steam Deck can beat a PlayStation handheld that can play the games natively without any troubles, without having to tinker with it. I own the Steam Deck. I love the Steam Deck, but this is possible. Right now, Valve has said they're not looking to make a new Steam Deck no time soon because the hardware just isn't there. With that being said, would this propose a struggle for Sony? Will it propose a struggle for Xbox? See, what Xbox needs to do, they need to look at how the ROG Ally, the Lenovo Go, and the MSI Claw all function, and maybe use the Steam Deck physically and see how that system will go. Maybe don't use Windows or OS, Steam OS, but I think Microsoft can make something. But what can they do to beat Nintendo? All Nintendo has to do at this point is just make games that look closer to what, Elden Ring? If Nintendo had Elden Ring on their system, I don't think no one's beating them, just because of how popular Elden Ring has gotten. There are people who don't like Souls-like games, but they've been into Elden Ring. Now, Elden Ring isn't a heavy graphical demanding game, but its art direction is amazing. I've been solely playing it on my Steam Deck and I've been loving it. we are entering a handheld war. Nintendo has been at the top with their handhelds. Sony is thinking, not even thinking, Sony is gunning for them, while Microsoft is maybe just trying to get into it. 2025 and beyond is going to be a really interesting year. And I, for one, am excited for it because we're getting a new Switch. We're getting a new Switch. And I get one of the biggest things that the Nintendo Switch had that was a problem. People always said it had childish-like games. But the Nintendo Switch had everything you can play. Sony has to match that. Xbox has to match that. Steam somewhat is actually matching that, but a lot of people really love the Steam Deck because you can emulate. Now, I don't know if Sony's thinking of emulating. Can you imagine just being able to emulate PS1 games, PS2 games, PS3 games, PS4 games? That's untapped. Sony has some work to do. Microsoft has some work to do. And I won't let Nintendo be on edge. I'm sorry. I won't let it be on ease. They better step it up because we may get some really good stuff coming these next 5 years. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you think Nintendo will make a handheld that's unbeatable? Or do you think Sony or Microsoft has a chance to take their handheld crown? Or will the Asus ROG Ally 2 finally make its appearance? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Have a great day. Peace.